Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pinkman Baseball Academy YouTube channel. This video is in response to a comment made on one of our example videos of the comment that was made was that kids should not listen to what we're talking about. He referenced that this is a Major League Baseball philosophy that is correct, but we shouldn't be we want to be looking at Josh Hamilton, at Derek Jeter, at Robinson Cano, and that there's a lot of Major League Baseball players that do this. And what I'm taking away from this this comment is that little leaguers and teenagers and high school ball players shouldn't be doing what we're talking about, and it kind of makes us scratch our head a little bit, seeing as that everyone who's playing baseball looks to the major leagues as the pinnacle of their career. And if you're not trying to hit like a major league ball player, if you're not taking the intricate details of what they're doing, then why else are you trying to play the game and move on to the next level? Here we have videos of Jeter, of Hamilton, of Robinson Cano, along with that example video that we had. And what we see here is the moment at foot strike in which everyone's starting to begin their movement all together. Here with Jeter, you can see how as his front foot hits the ground, although his hands start a little further away from his body, you now start to see his turn. You start to see the hips and shoulders turn as that back elbow starts to drive in. And what we call the bat lag position, we see that front leg really start to straighten out. We see that back heel start to lift as he starts to approach the ball. With Hamilton, we also now start to see, as he starts to turn, we start to see as that back foot heel, as the back heel starts to lift, we see that knee drive in. We see the hips and the shoulders start to come through with that back elbow in. See the knob of the bat starting to lift up. And then as he starts to come through, we start to see the bat extension with that back elbow in, that top elbow up, and his front arm is a little bit more extended than normal, but that's something that he does differently than most guys. We see here with Robinson Cano, once he gets to foot strike, we see that back elbow tuck, and we see those as we see the hips and shoulders now start to come through. We see the knob of the bat start to lift up above the ball. And as he makes contact with the ball, we see that front elbow, that right arm elevated, that back elbow tucked, and we see how he's up on his toe, on his back foot. Now we get to our instructor, and how, as he's starting to come through, we see that as he's starting to load, we see those hips start to come through, we see the shoulders start to turn, and that back elbow starts to come through with that front elbow lifted. Now as he's starting to turn. Okay, so we start to see our instructor get into that same exact position. Granted, he's not on his tiptoe. He could be just slightly wider, maybe an inch or two wider, and had he been able to do that, he would have been able to get up on his toe a little bit more. But we see him in the exact same position as we're seeing Jeter, Hamilton, and Cano, and 99% of all major league hitters around the league. After contact, we're now seeing Jeter. As he comes through, we see those hands lift up and extend through the zone. He's staying over his back knee. His heel is still elevated. He starts to spin open on that heel a little bit. As we see Hamilton now start to extend through, we actually even start to see him let go of that bat a little bit, which is not something we like to see a lot of guys. But when you're making $100 million a year, I guess you can afford to do that when you hit the ball as high and as far and as deep as Hamilton does. With Cano, as we start to come through, we see that same extension. We see that front leg nice and straight, those hands and the bat pointing up to where he'd want to hit the ball. And with our instructor here, we also see how those arms starting to extend and where he would like to hit that ball as well. So we're starting to see a lot of similarities with what we're doing and what major league hitters are doing, and you have to really ask yourself the question: why don't I want to hit like a major league ball player? Yes, we don't preach about trying to create as big of a step like the step that Jeter made here. We don't constantly want to think about swinging for the fences like Josh Hamilton is in the home run derby. But even in a batting practice swing, like we see Robinson Cano doing here, there's a lot of similarities between what guys are doing in games and what guys are doing in practice. So if you're not trying to hit like a Major League ball player, who are you trying to hit like? Is the question. If you're not trying to continue to improve yourself and say, I want to hit like Derek Jeter, who has 3,000 hits, or I want to hit, like some of the better hitters in the game. Currently, right now, you take a look at Ian Desmond with the Washington Nationals, who's batting 350 as a leadoff man. If you're not trying to hit like those leadoff guys, like the three hitters, even like those guys who were lower in the lineup, like Jorge Posada back in the days when he was batting 5th and 6th. You're not trying to bat like those guys. Who are you trying to bat like? Where are you trying to hit the ball, more importantly? If you're trying to hit the ball on the ground, low line drives and hit ground balls, what are pitchers trying to do? Pitchers are trying to keep the balls down so that hitters hit the ball on the ground and hit low line drives. The only way I know how to hit a double is to hit the ball over the shortstop's head, hit the ball over the second baseman's head and into the left center gap and into the right center gap. In order to do that, you do have to end up swinging up on the ball. You got to lift your hands up through the ball so that the ball can get over their heads. So we thought we'd share this little bit of information for you, since this was such a great opportunity with the comment that was made. We thank everyone a lot for the comments. Please keep them coming, and we look forward to continuing to put videos up on the web. So if anyone has any more comments or questions, please feel free to ask, and you can always check out more information about what we're doing on pinkmanbaseball.com. Thanks a lot.